When can the police stop me on the streets? At a minimum, an officer only needs to have reasonable suspicion that you are doing something illegal to stop you on the street. This brief investigatory stop is called a Terry stop, named after the famous case Terry versus Ohio. Police are justified in stopping you even if their suspicion turns out to be wrong. So the police can stop you if they have a suspicion you're doing something wrong. Even if they're wrong, they can still stop you. Police can base their suspicion on your behavior, and they are more likely to stop you if you are doing things that make them think you have a weapon or are hiding something. So, what can an officer do during a Terry stop? They can ask your name. They can ask questions to investigate whether you are actually did or are doing something illegal. You don't have to answer their questions, but your failure to do so can make them more suspicious and give them probable cause to arrest you. Fair, huh? But once you are in police custody, you will have the right to remain silent, and that silence cannot be used against you. What can't they do? They cannot touch you unless they have a reasonable suspicion that you are armed with a weapon. If the officer believes you are armed, the officer can frisk your body by patting down the outside of your clothing to see if he can detect a weapon. If if hold up, this is called a pat and frisk. The pat and frisk cannot be used to search for evidence. It can only be used to search for a weapon that could hurt the officer or the community. So let's recap this real quick. When they do a Terry stop, basically stop you on the street, they could do a pat and frisk, which is basically patting you down, not touching you, not grabbing your pockets, not doing any of that, and frisk you because they have a reasonable suspicion. Not probable cause, but reasonable suspicion. So remember that. Now, what if they find something other than a weapon? If during the pat and frisk for a weapon, they happen to feel something suspicious, like a bag of illegal drugs, they can only take it if they can immediately recognize what it is from the plain touch. They cannot squeeze the object or move it around through your clothing to try to figure out what it is either. If they know it's illegal, remove it from a hidden area like your pocket and confirm that it is indeed illegal. They will have probable cause to arrest you. The only recourse you have now will be to prove the officer squeezed the object, that there was no way for them to know what it is just by feeling around. So, what are you supposed to do if an officer doesn't follow this rule and squeezes your body parts, shakes your pockets, or does more than he is allowed? You need to speak up and ask the officer whether he is performing a pat down. If they say yes, state that you are aware that they are only permitted to lightly pat your body, not squeeze or manipulate anything, and that once they have confirmed that you are not armed, you would like to be left alone. So remember this real quick. If they pat you down during a pat and frisk, during a Terry stop, this is very different from being searched, because you can only be searched if you're under arrest. Now, if they're doing a pat and frisk, they cannot search you. And as soon as they see you don't have a weapon that's going to harm the community, they have to let you go, all right? A Terry stop is not considered an official arrest. It is thought of as a brief investigation. An officer exceeds the scope when the stop is unnecessarily long or unnecessarily forceful. What will be considered too long or forceful is decided by the court on a case-by-case basis. Police officers are not supposed to harass innocent people. They are supposed to police an area to ensure the safety of the community. So, I hope that helps you understand